Hello everyone, this is Shiva and this is my wife Maria.
Hey YouTube, today we're going to review our Tesla Model 3 after 2 years of ownership. And today we're also doing a cool giveaway. So make sure to watch the full video and find out what that is. We will talk about the good and the bad from our experience of owning our Tesla Model 3. We'll cover what has changed after 2 years and also what we can expect in the future. We have driven the Tesla for 27,000 miles, so we have a wide range of experiences in it, which we want to share with you here today.
You're probably familiar with Tesla by now due to their wild stock market that literally created so many millionaires in 2020 alone. Also, Tesla is the most valuable car company in the world. Tesla Model 3 is Tesla's most affordable model, but it still starts at $37,990. So it is still considered luxury car. Tesla does have plans for future more affordable, cheaper cars, but we don't know when that might be coming. My Tesla Model 3 is a 2018 red Model 3 mid-range. The range is supposed to be around 263 miles, and this variation of Tesla Model 3 has since been discontinued. They only made a few at the end of 2018 and early 2019, and they stopped making this car because they introduced the standard range and standard range plus. Now let's start with the cost. I will cover the main cost here. I have a detailed video covering 18 months of ownership, full cost breakdown, charging, insurance, registration, everything. That is a very, very detailed video. I'm gonna put a link up here as well as down in the description. My car came with the enhanced autopilot for $5,000 extra. So with the paint and then the $5,000 extra for autopilot, my cost became $54,700 before registration and any taxes. So I purchased my FSD in early 2019 when the cost was just $2,000. That brings my cost before taxes and fees to $56,700. But I did get a couple of EV rebates. So I did end up getting the full tax credit of $7,500 from the federal government, and state of Colorado gave me $5,000 in tax credit, bringing the total credit to $12,500. Now with all of that, if I subtract that tax credit from the $56,700, my total cost becomes $44,200 before taxes. Was it worth it? Let's find out. The Tesla Model 3 is one of the most advanced cars you can find in the market right now. But if you go inside the car, you might find it hard to believe because there is literally nothing. You know, being a luxury car, we're used to having a bunch of buttons, screens and whatnot. And you go inside this car, there is no instrument cluster in the front. There is literally nothing in there other than this giant screen that controls everything. You have your drive stalk, blinker stalk, emergency flashers, horn, window control, and your door lock control. And that's about all the buttons the car really has. The screen in the central not only controls your everyday, screen related tech like your navigation, your music, it also controls things that you normally need a physical button for, like a climate control, your windshield wiper, your glove box, and so many other things. The screen controls the basic function of the car. I call this car just a computer on wheels. The screen is also your speedometer, and since there is no instrument cluster in the front, in the beginning I was a little nervous. Is it gonna be distracting for me to look into the right to see my speed? But in the last 2 years of driving my Model 3, I never want to have a speedometer or the instrument cluster in front of me. I don't miss that at all. There's actually a clear view of the front, and all I have to do is just kind of look at right to see my speed. I find that negligible between having to look right or down. Let's cover charging. I only charge at night when the electricity rates are really low. In our state, in my area, at nighttime, the electricity rates are just $8 per kilowatt hour. For a 62 kilowatt hour battery, that just brings it to $4.96 for a full charge, which is 250 plus miles, which is really, really cheap compared to a gas car that I was driving before. Supercharging rates are a little bit higher. They are an average 28 cents per kilowatt hour. So, for a typical my battery, for a 62 kilowatt hour battery, that comes to around $17 for the full 250 miles plus. Yes, it is still cheaper than, gasoline car when I take a road trip, but the supercharging costs are a bit higher than charging at home. If you do enjoy my content here and if you are considering purchasing a Tesla, please use my referral code. At no added cost to you, I would get 1,000 free supercharging miles. As I said, helps me out a lot in a road trip, plus you get 1,000 miles of free supercharging as well. At first, when I purchased my Tesla, I was a little hesitant of having to stop and charge and how long it was going to take. I have done so many road trips since I purchased my car 2 years ago, and every time I get to my destination much more relaxed than I would driving a typical ICE car. Yes, it adds, a couple hours to my trip, but I don't mind it because I'm less fatigued, because I'm forced to take those stops to charge my car. Plus, I was amazed by how fast the superchargers are. What about my battery degradation? In the last 2 years, 27,000 miles, I have lost right around 4% of my battery capacity. And I haven't done any fancy test, but just based on my regular daily charging, I only charge to 80%. And in the beginning, when I first bought my car, it used to give me 210 miles for 80% charge, and now it gives me 200 miles. I started seeing decline 1 mile every 2 months or so until it reached that 200 mile recently. And it fluctuates sometime in the winter. It gets like 198 to 200, but I can still get 200 miles for 80% charge. So that is just under 4% degradation. Let's cover the maintenance aspect of this car. With a very few moving parts in the car and the fact that I don't need oil change or anything that I would normally need in a gas car, the maintenance is very, very minimal. However, I did have to replace my original tires just after 14,000 miles or so because the tread depths were reading very, very low. And that's one thing I don't like about electric cars, not just Tesla, any electric car, is that instant acceleration that you get is amazing, is thrilling, but at the same time, it eats up the tire very quickly. So the friction that you get from that instant acceleration. So I had to get my tires replaced. I went to Tesla and they said they were quoting me $1,600 for a set of 4 tires, and they said there were no warranty. But then I contacted Michelin, the original manufacturer of my tires, really discounted my next set of tires. So I picked up 4 set of tires for just $410 at Discount Tire. And that's also where I get my tires rotated instead of going to Tesla. My car was also starting to smell a little bit because of the air filter. So right around 20,000 miles, I went ahead and replaced the air filter and also did the evaporative cleaning of the car, and now it does not smell at all. I purchased the air filter directly from Tesla and have a full detailed step-by-step video on how to do that if you're interested. Finally, I recently had an unfortunate incident where a big rock chip hit my front panel of my car, the top roof, just the front part of the top roof, and I had to get that replaced. After deductible, insurance covered the cost, but the cost to replace just that front top panel was $1,130, which was a little more than what I was thinking. Other than that, I haven't had to replace anything in the car, and as I said, the car keeps becoming better every day with software update. Before I talk about specific features of this car, let me discuss things I don't like about my Tesla Model 3. Even though it was such a seamless process ordering the Tesla, I just went to a website. Even though it was the most expensive car I ever bought, I was able to put a deposit using my credit card, and then everything was super smooth in terms of getting my car. But not everybody goes through that process. People complain all the time about how horrible Tesla's customer service has been for them, and I have had some first-hand experience on that as well. trying to get a hold of their customer service is frustrating and it takes forever, as noted by many of my subscribers. When I purchased my Tesla, when I picked it up, there were a lot of swirl marks in my car because I wanted to get that $7,500 tax credit. It was at the end of December and it was going to phase out. I did not refuse the delivery, even seeing some of those swirl marks, thinking, they will take care of me later, and which they did. They set up an appointment where they tried to buff it up and clean all of that, but they still didn't, take care of all of those swirl marks. I had to take it to a body shop where they first did the paint correction and then put ceramic coating on it to protect my paint. Which brings me to the paint concern. It is very soft. It is very easy to scratch Tesla's paint. You really have to invest on paint protection, or you have to be very, very careful at all times. Even though this is not Tesla's fault, it's my fault, the tires on my Model 3 stick out quite a bit, and it is very easy to get curb rash. I was extremely careful and I still ended up getting it in all 4 of my tires in the last 2 years. I also don't like how low it is. So the bumper is really low, the ground clearance is barely there, and every time I take it out of my driveway is a little steep. I granted that, but even my friends' driveways and places, it's just so scary because of how low it is with my regular 18-inch wheels. And finally, I wish Tesla's premium connectivity was complimentary to all cars. For a car that I paid over $56,000, I don't know, I feel like I shouldn't be charged that premium connectivity. And I get it, Tesla has cost with the LTE connection and everything, but for a luxury car, I wish that was included in the price, like how some cars were grandfathered into that plan. And those of you who don't know what premium connectivity is, it allows you to watch YouTube, Netflix, it shows you the satellite map and many other features that Tesla has. If you don't have Wi-Fi connection from your home or your phone's LTE, you can't access those without the premium connectivity, and it costs $10 a month. Winter driving is something, it makes me regret of not getting the all-wheel drive every now and then when there's a steep slope. So I have a driveway that is pretty sloped, and even if there is a little bit of snow, Tesla just gets stuck. So I have to use the slip start feature to get my car to go inside the garage, which is a bit scary. So that is something that I wish I had gotten an all-wheel drive variant for that purpose. If you have flat roads, the snow should be fine. It handles the snow great. But if there's steep, if there is grade, it is just really hard for Tesla. It just gets stuck. The traction control keeps your car stuck, and then you can go reverse easily because it's a rear-wheel drive, but going forward is hard. So I also wish instead of being a rear-wheel drive, it was a front-wheel drive. Like my Nissan Altima, which is a front-wheel drive, handles snow grade. It can make that grade, the steep grade in my driveway just fine. Tesla doesn't. It gets stuck as it's a rear-wheel drive. But the good about the Tesla Model 3 far outweighs the bad about this car. I love getting over-the-air software update where my car literally changes and becomes a new car every couple of weeks. It's super exciting, and I think that is one of the most underrated feature about Teslas. You get free software update like how you get in your phone, and they change so many features. Not only software, Tesla is also able to upgrade some of your hardware. For example, I purchased the full self-driving computer after I had initially purchased my Tesla, and I had the older versions of the hardware computer in it. Tesla swapped the computer for me with the newest version of hardware 3 free of charge because I paid for the full self-driving computer. So there are so many things that Tesla is changing, and it is super exciting. Some of the major changes that I have seen on this car in the last 2 years are, first of all, navigate and autopilot. The autopilot in general made a lot of progress in the last 2 years. My car is more confident. It does a very good job at being inside the lane, so that was a huge improvement. We also got some big improvement in the theater mode, the games, YouTube, Netflix, everything came within the last 2 years, so we got to witness that with our car. Let me now talk about some of the safety features that this car comes with. It comes with some amazing safety features. For example, the Sentry mode, which is when somebody comes near your car and it detects the motion, it starts recording and it saves that clip in your flash drive or your hard drive that you have plugged into your car, which is amazing because when I walk into the car, I'm greeted with the notification saying this many sentry events detected, and I can just press on it and directly look into the car's screen of who came close to my car. This really has prevented a lot of theft and also identified a lot of crash and accidents. So if my car is hit or if excessive movement is detected in my car, I also get a notification in my phone saying the panic button has been triggered and I can check it out. I can go and see what happened to my car. We have made a lot of feature requests to Tesla in the future to be able to see those footage directly from our app or see real time how our Tesla is doing and what cars are parked around us, and I really hope that feature comes in the future. The other safety features in the car, I mean, there are countless of them, but some of the highlights are lane departure avoidance, emergency braking, which I got to experience last year when somebody almost rear-ended me and my car just stopped in the track to prevent a crash from happening. After all, Tesla Model 3 received 5-star safety rating from the NHTSA, and it got the lowest probability of injury of any vehicle ever tested by the agency. So it is such a safe vehicle. It has so many safety features, as I said. It even shows you how close you are to an obstacle when you're moving into the garage, so you know when to stop because it tells you the distance right there. It is quite amazing.
Regenerative braking is a feature I absolutely love about our Tesla Model 3. It's basically a one-pedal driving where I hardly ever have to use my brakes. When you let go of acceleration, the car slowly starts braking and it starts charging the battery for you. When we come home from the mountains after coming downhill, we sometimes end up with the same amount of charge that we started with even after driving up all those miles. This also takes out the fatigue of having to use 2 pedals while driving. Also, the car is super fast. Our car can go from 0 to 60 in 4.9 seconds. It feels like a roller coaster when you use it as an instant acceleration and you leave everybody behind as soon as you step on the pedal. And the speed is also really helpful when you're trying to merge and speed into a highway.
Now let's talk about autopilot. Probably the reason many people purchase Tesla is because of all its tech. And I am a tech person, not really a car person, but more of a tech person. And I love everything about this car because of all the tech that it has. Autopilot can technically drive by itself. Not actually drive right now, you still have to pay attention, but it is impressive what it does. On my road trips, 85% of the time I use the full self-driving autopilot features on the highway, and as I said before, I get to my destination less fatigued and feeling great because the car does the driving and it takes the stress out of me. With the basic autopilot that comes complimentary with your car, it does not make a lane change. So if you want to make a lane change, you have to disengage the autopilot, manually change to a different lane, and then engage the autopilot again. If you have that navigate an autopilot feature, which comes with enhanced autopilot and full self-driving package, it even automatically makes the lane change when it sees a slow-moving vehicle in front of you. It goes to the passing lane, and then after it passes that car, it goes back to your non-passing lane to obey all the laws and regulations around the world, which is amazing. And all you have to do is put your hand on the steering wheel and pay attention to the road to make sure that Tesla doesn't do anything funny. But all this 2 years of experience, I haven't had any major close calls with autopilot. I'm always ready to pay attention. I don't fall asleep in my trip. And some people abuse autopilot system, and that's what you see in the news coming up where people are sleeping behind the wheel. It's not perfect. It's a mere driver assist feature, and sometimes, to be honest, it drives better than most drivers out in the road. And in the horizon, there is a big full self-driving update coming up where it will actually turn into intersections. Right now it will stop at all stop lights and stop signs, but with the new update it will also make a right and left turn. And with navigate and autopilot, as I say, it will exit the highway, it will navigate so that it stops for a charging spot, it does off-ramp, on-ramp. There's so many features that are already available, and I'm super excited for what the full self-driving will bring in the future. There is going to be a subscription-based full self-driving where you can pay per month basis, and we don't know what the cost is going to look like, but that is definitely coming. Driver profile feature is another underrated feature about Tesla. Now, every time I share the car with my wife, we both have profiles saved as each other profile, and we can just select between the profile, and it automatically brings our seat to the correct position we want. The side mirrors, the climate control, it saves everything so that you just have to change the profile and you have the right profile. Overall, the car feels very minimalistic but very futuristic and spacious. The front two seats are fully powered, so you can control using the motors, and then there's 3 seats in the back that fold. There's a big spacious trunk. There is some storage space on the side as well as underneath the trunk. And since I don't have an engine, I get a front trunk, or what we call it, frunk, where we can store additional stuff in the front. I use this for grocery whenever I go grocery shopping. An all glass panoramic roof that has a great view from inside the car. The climate control has this amazing feature where I can control the airflow and where the airflow is going, including dual climate, which I have never seen before. I also really like how I can heat all 5 seats. I wish I could cool those seats in the summer. To add to the convenience feature, even though my car came with a key card, not a key or a remote control, I hardly use the key card. I just use my phone, where the app allows me to fully control my car. It also allows me to lock and unlock the car, and I just have to walk to the car. It automatically recognizes that I have my phone in my pocket because of the Bluetooth, and it unlocks the door where I go in, I drive off, and I don't even have to take out my phone or do anything. It's just amazing, and I just get out of the car and I walk away, and it locks the car, it protects my car.
Now I'm sure we got you super excited about Tesla Model 3. Now on to the giveaway. And even though we can't afford to give away a real Model 3 in this channel, however, with your continuous support, one day we will. We are giving away to one lucky viewer a mini Model 3.
So this is a die-cast model of a Tesla Model 3. This exact replica is 1:43, and it is original, it's brand new. It has the Model 3 inside, and it comes with this wrap outside. And Tesla used to give this to early reservation holders back in the days in 2017 and 2018. So we are gonna select one lucky winner. You have until January 22nd, that's Friday, midnight Eastern time, to enter. And here are the rules to enter for the giveaway.
So this is open to those in the United States and in Canada. And what you have to do is, number 1, be a subscriber to our channel. If you haven't already done so, make sure that you subscribe now. Number 2, give this video a thumbs up. And then number 3, comment below what future feature request you have for Tesla. In other words, what other features you would want on the Tesla that it doesn't already have. Or you can also comment below what you like the most about Teslas, or what you most dislike about Teslas.
We are gonna select one random lucky winner, and we'll respond to your comment letting you know that you have won this giveaway. And at that time, either you can DM us in our Instagram page with your address, or you can email us your address using this email address. Good luck, and we look forward to selecting one lucky winner and sending you this die-cast model of Tesla Model 3. Overall, we absolutely love our Tesla Model 3. It's a fun car to ride around. We have taken many interesting road trips with family members in the back seat, and they thoroughly enjoyed the trip, and they said the car was very comfortable and felt safe in the car. We love the periodic software update, get super excited about it. Part of the reason is because we get to make a video and show you all what all of those software update contains. But also seeing all those new features is super exciting.
And we're super passionate about climate change and love the fact that we are driving a car that is zero emissions. It's great to know that our car is not polluting the air directly.
And it's not 100% zero emission, right? Like there is some emissions if you factor in the production of the car and the electricity that we are getting, the source of the electricity. But it is still better, a lot better than driving a gas car. And if you look at numbers like the MPEG, which is the miles per gallon equivalent of a gasoline car, our cars give over 130 miles per gallon equivalent, which is really good. It's a really good feeling.
And we can sit in our car while the climate control is on and the garage door closed and know that we are safe and that we are not releasing any harmful toxins that are polluting the air. We love that we're saving a lot of money charging instead of filling up our car with gasoline. We highly recommend this car.
To anyone who is interested, please consider using our referral code to get 1,000 free supercharging miles. Also, if you enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, turn on the notification, come back for another video. We have a lot of videos coming. We really appreciate your support. Hope you thoroughly enjoyed today's video. We'll see you in the next video. Namaste.